Welcome to Shell Point Today for Monday, January 22nd. On today's show, find out ways you can save during your next visit to the salon. Find out how you can honor your loved one this Valentine's Day. Take your eyes to the sky for a special Aviation Club announcement. And as always, we will end our Monday show with this week's Pet of the Week. But before all of that, I'd like to remind you of some of the events planned for this month, or shall I say next week. Next Monday kicks off our big celebration week filled with daily events, food, and fun. And by now, all of you should have received your 50th celebration invitation in the mail. Inside of this packet, you will find a detailed list of each day. From Monday's Arbor Tea Reveal to Friday's Extravaganza, there is something in there for everyone. Now, if you plan to just attend one event or all five, we are asking you to please RSVP and send it back through the campus mail to the Legacy Foundation. This is an important step as we prepare for this exciting action-packed week because we want to make sure we plan accordingly and have an idea of how many we can expect each day. Now, with all these events happening throughout the community, you might be wondering, how will I make it to all of them? Well, Shell Point Transportation Department has got you covered with a special schedule for next week. On Monday, the buses will provide pickup times to each neighborhood as special event parking will not be available. So beginning on the island at 1:45 and again at 2:45, the Woodlands neighborhood will have buses running at 1:32, 2:33, and 3:30, and there will also be courtesy golf cart shuttles provided in the Woodlands to get you to the Arbor. Eagles Preserve can expect buses to arrive at 2 p.m. and again at 3 p.m. The Estuary at 2:15 and 3:15. They will make their way to the Springs at 2:35 and then at Kings Crown at 2:55. Then on Tuesday, for the highly anticipated Arts Center groundbreaking, Shell Point Transportation will be picking up Island residents at 9:15, Woodlands residents at 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:15, 9:30, and 9:45. Neighbors in Eagles Preserve can expect to be picked up at 9:15, the Estuary at 9:30, the Springs at 8:55, and Kings Crown at 9:35. We encourage you to ride the bus, or if you live nearby, maybe go for a nice stroll over to the site of the future Arts Center located near the club. Parking will be extremely limited, so again, consider hopping on the bus or walking or even riding your bike. For Wednesday's family-styled picnic at Serenity Cove, residents of the Springs can expect a bus at 10:35. Eagles Preserve will also be picked up at 10:35. Neighbors in the Estuary at 10:45. And Woodlands residents beginning at 10 a.m. and every 15 minutes after that up until 11:45. Buses will make their way around the island at 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, and 12:30. Now, if you live in one of the court buildings surrounding Serenity Cove, you might enjoy walking to the event. Thursday's Woodlands ribbon cutting ceremony is a more casual come-and-go event, so the blue and green buses will be operating on their regular schedule. Everyone is welcome to stop by for a complimentary sweet treat and take in the newly decorated building from 2 to 4. Of course, if you plan to stop in, please check it off on your RSVP card. And then finally, to end the week, the Legacy will be hosting the Celebration Extravaganza inside the Village Church with 2 seatings. The first one begins at 2:45, and then the evening seating takes place at 6:45. Take note that the Island and Woodlands green and blue buses will be operating on their regular schedule also that day. Eagles Preserve can expect pickups at 1:45 for the first seating and 5:45 for the later seating. The Estuary at 2 p.m. and again at 6 p.m. For assisted living facilities, the buses will make their way to the Springs at 1:35, the Arbor at 1:45, and Kings Crown at 2 p.m. Now, if this seemed like information overload, don't worry, because the information can all be found inside this week's weekly reminder. Transportation Manager Diane Morton will also be on SBTV later in the week with a transportation reminder. And of course, each day throughout the celebration week, we will post a slide on Channel 11 indicating the special bus routes given that day. Well, in other news, tomorrow is the Library Book Talk for January. This month's discussion will be hosted by Sandy Ellers of Eagles Preserve, and the book she will be reviewing is 3 Days in January, Eisenhower's Final Mission. Now, if you were watching SBTV last week, then you might have seen Sandy and I talking about what you can expect at tomorrow's discussion. You also might have caught the part where Sandy revealed her family ties to the former President Dwight Eisenhower. Needless to say, this will be a very interesting discussion, and all are welcome to attend by visiting the Social Center at 2:30. And speaking of Commanders-in-Chief, a talented duo will be coming to Shell Point for a performance unlike many you have seen before. William and Sue Willis will be performing a skit called Presidents and Their First Ladies Dramatically Speaking. Their performance has been running since 1991, and each term brings new material. So if you are looking for some fun, educational material, then head to the Grand Cypress Room at 1 p.m. From Atkins to paleo diets, there are hundreds of fads out there that are growing in popularity. But are they really good for you? Find out the answer to that at tomorrow's Healthy Eating for a Healthy Lifestyle at 10:45 in the Social Center. Are you interested in learning more about assisted living? Well, this week you can by attending a seminar and tour led by Director of Assisted Living, Rita Southern. On Wednesday at 2:30, you can get a look at the newly renovated Springs, and on Thursday at 9:30, you can tour the King's Crown. Space is limited, so call 454-2299 to reserve a seat today. Join your Shell Point friends and neighbors for an exciting personalized tour of the brand new Suncoast Credit Union Arena located at Florida's Southwestern State College on Thursday, January 25th. Enjoy touring the 75,000 square foot arena and a lunch trip to Mimi's Cafe in Fort Myers. There are still seats available, so call either service desk if you would like to attend. This Thursday, a very special guest speaker is coming to Shell Point, or shall I say flying to Shell Point. Highly acclaimed Navy veteran and NASA test pilot Ed Schneider will be speaking at the Aviation Club meeting, and everyone is welcome to attend. Earlier last week, Dan sat down with Joe Klenk to find out what to expect at this month's meeting.